So Exist on the 3k, Existence on the 3k as well. Both so even here, but look at the HP, and the bomb is planted for Existence. He's going to lock it down. That's 4 for him. And Titan, even though they lost down that bomb in a bit of an awkward predicament, Freiburg really holding them up on that ramp play. Shox pushing off of long and then kind of backing away through those B tunnels onto short, just kept this map open for them, and NiP putting everything towards B really made it difficult. But nice work towards Existence, from Existence towards Alu was the important one. Alu had pretty much still full HP, but that Glock dealt with him well. But we are seeing the kind of second round, not a full force coming out from NiP, so we're going to see Forest with the Deagle and a touch of armor, Exist with the Scout, Freiburg with the Scout, but Alu has nothing, and he's going to back away. But he's got the P250, but he can't really challenge out 4 players on long.
No, Freiburg will boost now up on towards that A side and have a shot towards long, at least with the Scout here. Titan, well, they're diligently just setting things up here now as Freiburg wants to have a shot in towards Pit. Doesn't actually connect that one as well, but he's going to keep Titan on their toes at the very least. There goes Existence, great shot towards their head, and the bomb is out in the open as well, so Titan have to cross out into this dangerous zone to pick it up. RPK with the flash down, he's going to jump into Pit and pick that one up here. They stand near it, but it's been slowed up heavily for Titan here. They might need to try and use Shox in mid for some kind of interference play.
But the big thing here is Titan actually have had to use a lot of their utility that ideally they'd want for this cross. They might have to change around, but Shox has played that important role. Catching off Forest on the rotating tunnels will mean this map is now open. They can head towards B, but Gerite pushing up along, catches at least one off there. That's RPK down. The bomb's now in the hands of Smiths. Exist already eyeing it up. He knows they want to maybe test those B waters, and Alu and Freiburg responding accordingly. Freiburg going to try and catch him on short. He's going to get the shot. Doesn't land it. And Titan just getting away by the skin of their teeth, but Freiburg catching out Scream. It's down to Exist to hold off on B though. Smiths tries to make it through, and Exist just shuts it down. And that is a massive impact from those double scouts coming in. Freiburg and Exist getting the important kills, turning that round on his head, and Titan just getting locked down on long. As you noted, that bomb going down there allowed Freiburg so much control over it, and NiP to kind of respond off the back. So really good stuff from them.
Yeah, that was really what brought Titan to a screeching halt, and they actually had to use a lot of their utility just to get the bomb, and just at least to get themselves some time to set up there on long, and that was perfect for NiP. They just mirrored Titan's movements across the map, and there's Alu as well, gets some damage in towards Smith, straight down the guts here, and Scream has the bomb as well. Looks like Titan favouring mid a little bit right now, but Alu will be watching Scream though. Nice work to pick him up. And it will be Forest though. He's pushed up real close, watching the corner as Titan make their way on towards short. Forest should be able to call this one through at the very least, but it's just Exist to A for the moment. Freiburg has to pull back from long and assist.
See, the danger is Shox can still slowly work up long. They might want to bait out a little on short or leave him there just to watch off the plant, possibly, but let's find out. It looks like Titan are going to be jumping down in towards CT. RPK still has that bomb, and it's Exist greeting them with a smile, but RPK says no. The CT comes out, but while this happens, it's going to just be Shox, as NiP did win out on the trades towards A, but Shox will at least deny Freiburg the easy pickup and leave it in this 1v2.
No flashes at all for Shox, and only 41 health left. The bomb is a heck of a long way away from him there. I think it's in CT at the moment. I think it was actually one of the Titan players jumped into CT, and he died there with it. So I'm not 100% sure there. I think that's where it is according to the minimap anyway. But Shox now is up on short here. He's going to have Forest as the first he's going to run into here. He's expecting some sort of wrap from another NiP player through mid. At the moment, Get Right is actually just sitting back here as well, so they're putting a lot of attention towards that A side. And Shox, there's no real easy way to do this. No one wrote the book on working from this position here as well, and Get Right will be the one to take him down.
Yeah, exactly that. And NiP, scrappy play, but they do recover the rifles as well and take the one that was invested in towards by Titan, which is really important. Now look at that economy. They can maybe go for a couple of... I don't know if they even want that, but maybe a Deagle or two. We saw that, I think it was Scream actually through mid, was able to catch out Alu. But yeah, they are going for the Tech 9 purchase up here. And a CZ for RPK, he did catch one out there, but looking to do what they can with it. They've always been fairly confident in this sort of force-up play, but now it's getting dangerous. Alu's getting really aggressive. That is quite dangerous here, 'cause there's 3 players at the top of short, and he has to back away as RPK was closing in through those tunnels. But Frost is playing extremely close to this. Bear in mind, he will occasionally pick up that AWP as well later into the game for the double AWP setup. So already it looks like Titan trying to maybe look for that mid to B. Not too sure. They've got a lot of smokes to work with here, and Forest flashed out. Alu has to be that really defining factor here.
Scream down to 1 health point as he tries to jump up on towards short, and there's Forest doing work, and Titan are being neutralized in the middle of the map. Existence should be shut down by Forest now. Just a few taps to finish him off, and Smith's head gets blown asunder as Forest with a very cheeky little flick. Forest and Alu, it's all about those two in the round, and they held mid and shut Titan down.
I really like this. I like the way NiP are not allowing them short control or mid control, should I say. Even though they're getting fairly close, Forest will occasionally pressure it. They're not having anyone playing from the A side itself. It's all through mid, so Alu focusing it down as well. I think this may change when Titan are able to afford the AWP, maybe a little more utility to push them out of it. But while this happens, they're going to expend the nade for the cross to kind of avert the eyes of Titan. But looking at what they're doing, it looks like a bit of a mad B rush here. And it's a little bit of a switch up as well, because we're going to be seeing, I think it's GetRight actually playing over towards B for mostly, and now Titan looking for maybe that mid presence. As there's 4 players lining up, they want to pressure Alu here, and they might just be able to do it.
They're forcing him to hold close angles, but Alu can do that just as well as any as he gets 2 there. Will he make it a 3rd? GetRight is able to chip in there, and it's just Existence left now with the Deagle and absolutely nothing else. A couple shots towards Forest will yield the kill at the very least, but the bomb, it's a long way forward. He's forced to push forward and get it, and Freiburg, should I say, will hook around and finish that one off. Using those tunnels as well to try and deny the long angle down mid from Alu wasn't bad, but the man held so beautifully close, and here's the double AWP set up for NiP.
Yeah, I'm always excited to see this one, but you guys at home may be well more versed in your NiP setups than I am currently, because I haven't recalled them too regularly on Dust 2 recently, but GetRight playing on B and Freiburg on long, I'm not sure if that's a new setup here we're going to be having, but you know, I infamously recall the P90 play coming out from GetRight just occasionally, but we'll come back to that point, because on long, we're already seeing time breaking through. Freiburg misses out on one jump into pit. The flash was there. Smiths will claim it, and now there's long control coming in for Titan. I want to see how NiP now respond. It looks like Alu's going to switch up to play platform.
He does have the AWP in hand as well, so
they're
Titan...
backing away.
Yeah, they're not going to rush this one. The bomb still dropped in mid as well, so they still looking for peaks, and they know that Alu's probably... He's probably lurking somewhere near A side, so they've left Smiths back to try and contest that one here in pit, but he seems rather reluctant to really take a head-to-head. Existence on short there, he does catch Scream there, great work, gets around the Molotov, there's RPK pushing around as well, he gets his 2nd good spray down, and Existence is going to try and come over and sort of salvage the situation, but Existence is already well and truly gone, and between Smith and Existence, they have to make something big happen here.
I like that. Forrest was already ready and waiting for long. He spotted out Smiths, and Alu claimed the shot. It has just left Existence alone, and NiP actually really nicely shutting down Titan's attempts. They did get control on long there, Titan, but then they kind of, you know, closed the noose as such, NiP. They didn't allow them to get control anywhere else on the map. Alu switched up towards playing platform, and there was just very little they could do. I want to see Titan when they get that AWP in hand, but they've just not had the chance yet. So we're going to see this force up again with the armor and a couple of pistols. Scream actually going for the head armor. There we go. The rest of the armor's coming through there. It's just Existence and Smith's not opting for that.
Double AWPs on NiP means Forrest can hold mid on his own and Alu can hold A, so it's an extra hurdle for Titan if they want to take long, but Smiths gets rid of Forrest there with a headshot on the Deagle. And now he will need to be replaced in a moment. That's GetRight just moving in towards mid.
Yeah, this is massive though. NiP are falling like flies. GetRight down to 9 HP. They've already got control on long. Exist has to go wild here. He does find Smiths. Now it's a 3v2. They pulled it back into favor, but this is still dangerous. RPK's picked up the AWP as well. They've actually recovered the gun. Oh, Exist just says no, slaps him back. He just needs a P2K. Who needs a main gun? That was just brilliantly done by NiP in the end to just minimize the threat, because that was getting dangerous. Taking down Freiburg at long, taking down one in mid. It was a real wild kind of round from NiP. It was not pretty, but sloppy stuff in the end, but it does work out for NiP. And this shot, just RPK is going to be kicking himself on that one. But we are going to see the double AWP set up for Titan. I want to see this. This may change things.
The AWP battle in mid is won by Shox as Forrest goes down early. He slipping into holding onto that AWP very comfortably here. And that's going to draw both GetRight and Exist to watch mid. No one will be on B until GetRight sort of makes his rotation back. And Titan are happy to play this one slow.
Titan already with the opener can try and get NiP to be playing out of their comfort zone. NiP's still fairly pushed up, looking for maybe these opportunities. Freiburg's along with Alu. Exist playing very close on those double doors. He can't really see the short cross at the moment. That molly coming in, he's going to have to back just a little bit away, but while all this goes down, RPK has been patiently waiting those B tunnels, just keeping tabs on GetRight in case he starts wandering around. But Titan could certainly exploit A at the moment, but Alu is watching that cross from Cars, and Titan just trying to find a chance here. And it looks like they're heading up towards short. They've got full control here, and Alu's going to be the man to greet them. But let's remember, Titan did like that drop down towards CT, but NiP aren't moving a muscle so far, which is good.
GetRight picked up the AWP as well. That was dropped by Forrest, and he's just holding B right now, so no real extra assistance required there. But Alu now, he's going to be watching short. He may have to back off and allow for a retake here if Titan pour onto this side. And you can see Existence actually jumped in towards CT, I think, over the flash. But there is Exist holding the angle perfectly. Didn't get the 3rd player. And Scream will still be able to push through. But we've even things up here. GetRight still on B with the AWP, and Scream is heading there fast.
But Gerright's predicting it. He knows what's up here. He's waiting real patiently. He's waiting for backup to arrive. Scream needs to make his move, and he knows it. And that's Freiburg coming in with the goods. Now, you know, just read the situation well. He'll know Smiths was coming through those B-tunnels, but with 10 seconds left, Smiths has to go against the odds, and Alu just says no. That is another big round for NiP. Even when they were down a player at the very beginning, they worked it the hell back in, and this is the dangerous NiP. This is the NiP that switched a couple of things up. They're playing a little unique, they're playing a little different. And this is Exist really having a big game. You know, he's been certainly scrutinized quite some way by the community on occasion, but he's, you know, really turning up towards short. He's been making a big difference for NiP here. But still, Time looking for more of an opportunity, and they might just get it on long again.
See, Alu now pushed up quite aggressively here, and the flashes will force him back towards that more passive platform setup. Exist goes down in mid. He actually aggressively pushed forward here. Titan do have the guns to sort of work around this one here, and a couple smokes, and they're set up on short. Alu will get one, but Scream will shut him down straight away, and that's definitely a worthwhile trade for Titan as they work onto A.
Yeah, and this is such a tough spot for NiP to hold when you're just kind of cornered in here. Player in front, player out back, and they can't look at both ways at the same time. Scream, though, gets singled out by Gerright, and one by one they're pushing, and one by one they're falling. Gap in the smoke is far from ideal. However, it is RPK to make it across. Existence still with the bomb. Look at this play from Shox coming in, making his way through the double doors, catching him in the heels. And that's Titan finally getting their second round on the board. Big play coming in from Shox. He has been instrumental in Titan's wins. You throw your mind back to that game against SK, which on paper should have been a walk in the park. He was making all the difference. So catching out one that you can see him adjusting around towards Freiburg, I believe that is, and taking him down as well, allowing the final frag to be picked up by his teammates. But still, NiP with the economy to go back onto that double orb setup, and let's see what Titan can bring.
Yeah, I mean, RPK, I don't actually know if he's actually been able to get himself a rifle here. So Titans still have a bit of work to do to give themselves some economic safety. And Exist pushing aggressively on long. That's the playmaker down. Shox has hit the deck already. Hit the deck. Just make sure everyone understands all the way. I'll put that with my accents now as Smith is trying to make his way out on towards short. And he does get the pick on towards Alu. This is going to open A up here. And Exist and Freiburg actually not really going to contest at all. They've just sort of set themselves way up back in the corner here to wait for the retake and the rotations from the B players.
Yeah, but Scream's holding short. Existence already well positioned for Gerright. This looks like a real comfy round for Titan, unless something goes severely wrong. RPK looking for the gun pickup. And Existence just buying time towards CT. Good stuff from Titan. Exist making it hard work, but he shouldn't be allowed to do this. He's been having a good game though, but that bomb is plied for short. The time is not with NiP, and it looks like they're going to be able to save this one out, I can imagine. Exist trying to get the AWP. He does actually get away with it. Scream just was looking at it and then like, nah, it's fine. But Exist will have to hold those double doors at long as RPK is closing in, but still. Good round from Titan, very, very clinical, quite a classic round. And the setup off the back of getting that short control, really working for them.
Well, again, these last two rounds have been a pure example of Titan just trading effectively into these bomb sites as well. I mean, it's not super pretty. They are sort of having to commit players into gaining map control. But you can see there, they've pushed all the way out onto A. Oh, here we go. And Freiburg and, of course, Exist had to back off and come around through mid. It didn't really work out for them here. So Scream, as you said, has opted to go for that AWP here as well. He's held on to us, I think, since last round, and now he's going to be flashing over towards those doors along. Scream doesn't connect the shot here, and Titan have to look for another option to get in. Alu also misses his. He backs up, and there's Freiburg aggressively poking out on towards short, and Shox is going to make him pay.
Yeah, there's a lot of versatility with Titan. I know they like to switch up the AWPers. That was just off the back of the spawn, however. But still, it is a 4v5. Titan getting some control now. Exist flexing forward towards short. Try not to allow them too much control, but then again, they know mid's relatively open with Freiburg forcing these guys to play a little deeper now. Make sure I say Freiburg going down, forcing them to play a little bit deeper. It looks like Titan are looking towards B a bit here. Scream and that lot. All edging towards it. Forest isn't far out either, and this is going to be dangerous. Look at this. Gerright holding the off angle there, taking the instant challenge. Great work from him. He gets so much done here. Now Forest can pick up the mantle instantaneously as Exist tries to find room to breathe towards A. That's going to open up the A site, and Titan instantly take it.
Yeah, I mean, great work by Gerright to really whittle down Titan, but it wasn't enough. He didn't get the kills. He ran out of bullets. Now Forest is actually going to bypass Smiths there, and mid doesn't even see him.
What?
I don't even know if Smith saw him either, so Forest might be able to sneak in onto this one. Let's see what he can do with it. The headshot was brilliant towards Scream. He's dropped the bomb on A. Existence has to wrap around and get that, and Smith might have the challenge in CT.
Smiths does have an angle that Forest shouldn't be expecting. But still, this is so dangerous. Forest should walk into it, and there we go. The shutdown comes in, but wow. Just that little bit of play through the smoke was just something you don't normally see, and Forest made the most of it, but in the end, of course, that little bit of positioning from Smiths, waiting out in the smoke, will catch him out. But 7-4 here, look at this, he just makes it around, and Forest making the most once he caught a glimpse of that player crossing towards the site. That could have been so much worse for Titan if he didn't fall back towards CT. However, new round starting, we're seeing double up once again in play for Titan. And, well, not quite there for NiP. You got the scout on Freiburg, which is a little different, and it looks like Titan heading straight towards his B site.
Shox trying to connect with his first shot there. He takes some minimal damage, and Forest trades in. He goes down, but RPK with the one to pick him up now. Get Right's going to double flash over his shoulder, and Titan challenge here on towards the tunnels, but the smoke is up and in his way. Titan happy with the first trade in. Now they might even go for something else. You can see Existence is actually wrapping back in towards the direction of mid, and Smiths is holding that one solidly with the AWP.
But Exist and Freiburg have to be careful not to fall here, because last time that opened up that route back towards A for Titan, which they weren't going to give up on. Now Get Right is peering in towards those B tunnels. He's holding that off angle again. It's absolutely wonderful to watch. But Titan just looking for that secondary chance here. These mid-round calls are the important ones. And you can see Get Right does catch out RPK, but there was another player in those tunnels. That is Shox. He's going to get it, but now where do Titan go with this? Do they think that maybe they've stacked out B? Exist and Freiburg are closing in here. Alu does get one towards Shox, but still, this is a back and forth game. It's a 2v2, Mitch.
Trading 1-for-1 for a T side is obviously actually favourable here. They're definitely not going to be complaining now as Freiburg, he does see Smith. I think he's only got the scout though. Might actually trade that one away for the M4 here if he can get it, and he'll back away. He won't challenge at this stage as Smith is soon to be joined by Existence, and Freiburg will have to hold on his own for just a bit, and the perfect work on towards Smith. Existence might try and challenge as well. He takes a little bit of damage there, but this is time for Alu to rotate through. Existence doesn't have much time. He had to break through, and Freiburg will just stop him in his tracks.
Really well played by Freiburg to buy the time then. Both of them playing well off the back of that. I liked how they were just kind of trading it out, not kind of over-peaking, not overplaying it, because that's what Titan we're looking for something to exploit then. But let's kind of take stock of what this is so far. 8-4 on the scoreboard, and of course, there was the first pistol that came in, which Titan won. But then off the back of that, it was that streak for NiP, then broken eventually by the 3 coming in for Titan. But now it seems like we're back in business with Forest finding Smiths, and the rest of Titan really working with quite the shoddy buy here, straight towards B.
That's right, and it looks like NiP have left that open for a retake situation. So Get Right is actually just standing outside, but Forest and Ali aren't too far away, and Forest will be able to pick up Scream through the smoke. And a second for the man, that's his third for the round, of course. Existence can trade him out, but still, only 2 players left for Titan on this very shoddy buy. As you said, Existence still trying to make it work, though. Get Right just hopping above the smoke. Can he connect? Existence might have his 30 if he's not careful. Get Right. We'll just back up and maybe consider a different angle of approach. There's still 2 players up for Titan. They've made this one work fairly well for them, but here's Freiburg ever on the flank. Shox will be waiting for him, though. The AWP in his hand is going to be able to shut down Freiburg, and we have the 2v2.
But NiP keep running into this. They're allowing Existence and Shox to get the damage done, and Shox almost having the number of Get Right then. This is really, really dangerous play coming out from NiP, and Get Right just utilizing the fallen comrade's body there as Existence will drop, and Shox now outnumbered. I wouldn't put it past this man. He does have the Tech 9. He can bring this close. So what he's going to go for. Spamming it on the box. No one moving. Singling out where these guys are. Going to plant at the back. Fake it out. 30 seconds remaining. He wants one of these guys to peek in. Fake again. Get Right. Going to take the challenge and close it down. But that was starting to get a little bit dangerous towards the end when they were just running in towards it. But you could see the lockdown come out from Exist and Get Right. And they do manage to keep hold of those double AWPs.
Good to see Exist and Get Right slam on the brakes as well when they realise we've taken a few too many casualties as Forest just doing Forest things here. Because he gets traded into by RPK just after this one here. And a man who only had 2 frags, I think prior to that one there, is actually was still on 2 frags here. So he's been a little bit more quiet this time. There we go now. Alu now just trying to hold long. It's just Existence again with the AK. That's really all Titan are working with here. 3 smokes for the whole of them. There's Freiburg trying to get the spray down with a FAMAS. He does deliver. Shox and RPK go down. And Alu's able to get Smiths in the meantime here. Scream though, well, he's able to trade back in with a P250 kill. With only 2 players left and 1 smoke between them. It's a big ask for Titan here.
Well, Get Right. Trying to do what he normally does. The lurking role paying not quite off as well as it can. And we're going to see the 2 AWPs remaining, which is quite hard to work with, but Scream only has that P250. I say only, Scream is deadly with that gun, but the Tech 9 does come out, rattle off a couple of shots. Alu locks it down, that's a bomb lost. Alu's going to back away and just play out to the time. He wants to keep control, he doesn't want to let Existence get that to hand. And now, treacherous situation here, just got to be careful with it. But Existence is locked in. Does get Alu very low, and this is getting to a bit of a meal of things. Forest, you need to go help him out, and he does. That was getting a little bit awkward then for Alu, but still, NiP close it down, and Titan, I don't know, they just don't seem to have the closing kind of moments to these rounds.
Yeah, and conversely as well, NiP is sustaining fairly significant casualties in an anti-eco situation. The last 3 rounds, they have won them NiP, but only with 2 players left on the board as well. So Titan are able to get away with murder, literally, in some of these situations here, but still, money is definitely not in their favour now. Smith is forced to use a scout, and Forest will punish him for it instantly.
So, how can Alu play this one out? Already starting to get aggressive, and he's got Forest watching his back. He can start going on a tear, and that's exactly what Alu's done. The lovely, just double AWP setup, paying off perfectly for NiP. And I think friberg just got a glimpse of existence, who only has a Tech 9. I say only. But you can see they're not allowing these guys to pick up individual kills here, even with those Tech 9s, even with the P250s, whatever Titan had. NiP were rolling in pairs then, just from start to finish. You can see Alu and Forest, double backing up in mid. You can see on long, Exist and friberg, just leaving Get Right to his own devices on B, but never letting Titan pick up a gun then off those rounds, which they're so good at doing. I remember discussing this originally, I think it was with Smiths, back at one of the majors, just saying, you guys, sometimes you can afford a rifle on the T side especially, but you'll go for the Tech 9 armor pickup. He's like, yeah, because we're so confident we can at least pick up one of their rifles and work off the back, especially on Dust 2. But now seeing NiP stopping that, it's making it hard work for Titan. They're not being as much of a threat in these kind of anti-ecos, but still, 4-11, NiP on a great round marker, but it's all about this T side. We've got the Glock train coming through, and it looks like the final destination, maybe that B side, but we're going to have to wait and see if it can make it there. Already they are heading across. It's going to be RPK with a lot of work to do.
That's right. He's got to hold his nerve here now, as most of NiP are going to come barreling in towards him. He will drop very, very quickly, and that's nasty as Scream. He's going to push it himself. That was a good flash onto all 4 NiP players on that side, but he goes down to 7 health instantly. This is NiP. This is devastating for Titan. They must win this pistol if they want to get themselves back in this, but Existence now, he's caught in CT. The entirety of NiP have got through without any casualties, and this is very, very bad news for the Frenchman.
Brilliant stuff for NiP though, just Glock training it through, 0 care given. There was no finesse to it. It was just, we need to get this done. We need to get the job finished. Let's go. All right, so 12-4 now. Will we see the double scout again? I want to see it. Last time it kind of worked pretty well, but I don't know if it's worth it at this point. They can just go for the Glils, the MAC-10s, Yeah, the MAC-10's going out. Something actually I remember discussing with Spuncher about, he was one of the first players to go for the MAC-10 on this map, kind of historically working up short off the back, building so much bank, and then of course the kind of SMG changes really highlighted what you can achieve with it, but it's nice to see it becoming commonplace now.
Yeah, Chad favoured it even before those SMG changes actually. Yeah, we're on first name basis, me and Chad. Yeah.
Do you discuss thongs at all?
Thongs, yeah. We both got pairs of Havianas actually.
All right.
So yeah, he has like the grass, thongs? He has like the turf Havianas though, they're really nice thongs. I'd like those. But I don't have them yet. I've just got the standard
You'll
ones.
work on them.
Yeah.
You can become a true
CSGO
Australian.
money to get real thongs.
Yes. But while this happens, we are seeing the MAC-10 cleanup and RPK, the last man alive. This is going to be a real tough one as well. Yeah, it went as well as to be expected. So far, RPK only on 2 kills, which is a little disappointing for me because it's something me and Vendetta were discussing in Dubai. Is like both of us remember what it was like watching RPK in his prime, and it's just terrifying to watch. He is such a beastie player, but really, really quiet day for him. But then again, it's only one map, one game. And NiP not having to repurchase anything really here. They're pretty much set for this round as well. And Titan have nothing to work with.
No, Titan got absolutely romped in that last round as we sort of digress slightly here. But, I mean, at the end of the day here, NiP got the same guns and they can continue to do the same work with them. Forest has the trade in mid there as Existence actually going to get the pick and thinking about aggressively coming forward there. That's a good nade by Alu. Not fully aware of his presence for the moment here is Get Right. He's going to be pushing up as well with that MAC-10 on towards that A side. Oh, it's a great initial shot from Shock, so that's going to stop him in his tracks there. But friberg Exist doing so much work here out of tunnels, and that is going to break the back of Titan with only 2 players to work with here. They have to spread them over these 2 sides. They do have MAC-10s at the very least, and Existence might try and challenge in mid. friberg thought about giving him a crack at it, but he's going to head towards short and challenge onto this bomb site. Shock just falls in a crumpled heap, and that'll be the bomb plant.
All right, so far, I've got to say, Titan not looking all that threatening, but this is go time now. This is back to the wall. NiP are already on that big round marker. This is the most defining performance out of NiP in quite some time we've seen. They're able to get the double AWP as well with a little bit of backup to it as well. 1K still sitting on Alu, 1.9 on Forest, so it's not the most risky of investments, but for Titan, this is do or die time. There's no returning from this one. Going for the straight up rifles across the board. They can't really afford much more. A little bit of utility to work with, but if they get off to a shoddy start, this could spiral real fast. And look at NiP, they look like they want to punish this.
Look very confident here. Shox will challenge on short. He does get 2. He's going to take the wind out of NiP's sails instantly. Sometimes a little bit of aggression goes a long way. The best offense... Defense is a good offense, should I say now. As Shox will go try his luck yet again, but Alu at least will be there just to shut him down and waggle the finger at him. But NiP have to work onto this with only 3 players. It's going to be one in the mid holding the bomb here as Alu is actually looking for something again. He's extending himself here onto short to try and open things up. Forrest and GetRight will sit back as well, not really looking for anything in particular right now. As GetRight is being very careful about the way he works his way into tunnels. It's all about Alu though. It's all about him opening things up here on this side. He needed that pick there. He's not even going to connect the shot. So Titan will be able to sit back and they'll leave it open to a rotate here, to a retake here, should I say, if Alu wants to keep going.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for NiP to break into this RPK. If he peaks, though, it maybe become a little bit more viable. But look at him moving up there. Alu trying to get a little bit cheeky then. Look down towards CT, but Alu's hunting this. See, they've got rounds to spare. So you can see that the timing on that was just unreal. But still, Alu gets called out. He's down to 2. Titan keeping this one close. That Smith's coming in finally to the matter, catching him out. And now Bomb is down. Let's see what Forrest and GetRight can do. The classics, the duo. Forrest already getting one, GetRight with the other, but RPK denies it. Now the bomb's planted, they know where it is, and Existence holds firm. NiP not able to pull any of that magic out of the hat, and Titan get their 5th on the board.
And the first of the half as well, and not a moment too soon now. 5 rounds for the Frenchman, and NiP 2 rounds away from victory here as well. They must hold them at bay, but bear in mind as well, NiP have had a good chance to build that bank up, and there's Shox just trying to wave some of his own cash in their face and say, I've got this gun, I'm not afraid to use it. NiP will still buy, won't be the double AWP set up here, but Ali will have the zoom stick.
Do you mean zoom banger?
Zoom
Magic stick. Did you just like combine like...
Zoom stick? No,
zoom stick.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. I'm not so sold, but we'll work on it. Anyway, already, Shox getting aggressive. Freiburg's kind of noted that. I really like that. You can see the adaptation from one round to the other. Freiburg ready and waiting to receive Shox if he went for that aggression again, but both can back away, not take too much damage. But on long, you're seeing NiP building up here, and already Smith's going to hop himself up towards that platform. He's going to get the shot towards long. I'm not sure if he's already predicting someone in pit. There is someone there, but this is a much slower round from NiP.
Yeah, a little bit confident, I think, riding on a lot of momentum before. That's a great pop flash for Freiburg in towards mid, and Shox can't even fire off one of his own. Smiths will be inside CT here, but this is time falling apart. Scream's going to try and make something happen here, moving in out of tunnels. Ali will be looking towards his position. This has to be a very conservative peek from the man. He does half peek that one, and he gets the better of Ali as well. Perfectly played by the man from Belgium. And let's see now as Titan transition up on towards short with 3 players. Smiths might just hold mid for the moment here, but look at this. NiP already set on A, having yet to plant here, so there is options.
Titan are pushing this as well. They're already on the cross. That is dangerous. And look at the impact it's had. They crossed over before NiP expected, and it's all on Exist. 1v2 now. Smiths hops up for the challenge. They know where he is now. This should be an easy round for Titan, and it is. Smiths will close it out, and Exist gets wiped. And Titan aren't giving this up. I love that confidence play coming out of short. They just push straight through, working on the flash, having faith that it at least catch 1 or 2 out, and it did. GetRight had to tuck himself back towards that A ramp. He wasn't able to watch the cross, and then 2 kills instantaneously off the back.
All right, let's see what NiP go for here. They're not French, so I don't know how aggressive any sort of force will be. And as I say that, we do already see the AWP going to Alu. They are trying to really close this one out here. It's the Tech 9 for GetRight. Freiburg has a Deagle. Not too shabby considering. They get a little bit of utility as well. Let's see how they work around it.
And I kind of like the way Titan are playing this. They're kind of leaving mid early on. They're not even really bothering it with it that much. Shox will eventually come back around to it just to keep tabs on Scream as well from the B side. But NiP just looking to maybe exploit that a little bit. Forrest already toying with, you can see GetRight working on long as well, just trying to keep RPK busy and guessing. And certainly also pulling Smiths in towards it. So, NiP working the way through those double doors. Scream is there. The crossfire is just slightly more passive and it works well. Shox, though, the timing is just absolutely unreal for him. He goes to smoke short. They're now going to start coming through. It's down to Scream in Existence, but Shox is going to walk through and Scream getting the double. He's going to deny the threat that NiP posed, and that's Scream going wild. That's 3 for him. Easy pickup. Just turreting himself around, and GetRight just kind of left in that awkward predicament. Last man standing. Titan starting to find their form finally.
Yeah, a confident force up there for NiP is going to yield only the 1 kill for them here. And they might just have to be a bit more sensible about this one now and go to the eco. They are only 2 rounds away, but Titan, with the last 3 rounds in a row, 2 of those being defuses as well. So they're really able to neutralize. It showed that they're happy to sit back and play the retake and sort of come forward and take out ninjas in pajamas after they've set up here. So this is good from them. Smiths has the AWP in hand now. Mid's going to be smoked up instantly here as NiP obviously lack the, I guess, the arsenal to really go head-to-head with Smiths in this kind of scenario. But he's already seen that play. He's going to get a heavy tag on towards Exist, I think it was. And he'll sit back while the rest of NiP try and get into mid and try and make something happen with his very limited arsenal.
Yeah, and they took so much damage from the opening nades. Look at them, they're down to 18, 27, 9. Dangerous stuff from Smith, so to go for that sort of challenge. Already NiP being out that far, but Shox And Coach should be able to clean this up. RPK still on long. Nice little flash going to come through, allow RPK a little closer. And even though Tyner taking damage, this shouldn't be a round loss. Screaming Existence finally put it back into tow as Exist and Alu, the last two standing. Bomb at least going down. NiP are getting planted in so many of these rounds.
Highly profitable round here for the Ninjas in Pyjamas. And they already set up on this A side. So Titans have to work together here. Easily enough. Scream as he does. Takes down Exist as they make their way on towards short. Alu did at least get himself a deagle, but he's not going to have any chance to use it as Stream. Then gets his second. And that's not bad from NiP as well. For a round that they really just wanted to cut their losses and see if they can make some dough, they will have a bit of it going to the next round.
Yeah, again, you know, a little bit of dollar in that bank. It's not a bad thing at all. I think they only had P250s and one deagle. I think it was Freiburg who had that. So very minimal purchase into that round. And you can see it paying off. All these bomb plants are certainly padding their economy in this, and they're able to get that double AWP setup back into place. But I wonder how much that's going to affect it now, because Titan have started to warm up. They're starting to hit these shots. You're seeing the big players starting to do what we expect from them. And now, let's see if Ali can catch in on the cross. Not going to even get a tag on that as Forrest barreling down towards long. He does have a fairly decent spawn for this. He is holding the angle on this one. Backing out though as the flash comes in, and Smith's once again dominating the angle.
His Molotov didn't
look
quite
at
catch
Shocks,
there.
look at this. He's pushed up on short.
That's it. He's going to get one. He's going to get two. Shocks doing it like only he can. He's looking for Freiburg as well, but the tap towards the head is not going to find its target. And Freiburg will at least be able to shut him down, but NiP have sustained significant casualties just trying to get rid of that one Maverick player. And they're still in mid. Now, contemplating their next move. RPK is already pushed up here as well towards these doors on Longhouse. And Get Right may be in danger if he doesn't move fairly quickly here. There's Smith. Alu trying to make his way there on towards short. And the aggressive peek from him will shut him down. Freiburg has to double back for this bomber, at least try and open up something further on as Get Right comes through with him here. The two players back to back here for NiP. It's going to be a smoke for Freiburg. We'll opt for the CT push here. Flash over as well. They're taking their time. 45 seconds are left in this round. And you can see RPK is going to wrap back towards A as well. They're just going to draw themselves together here. It's two sides, A and B, both heavily defended for NiP to break through at this stage.
I start to worry when NiP get to this point. If they start choking this out, it's going to be pretty devastating. As they are just taking their time, their sweet, sweet time. I think Get Right's having some connection issues there. We actually saw him drop out in one of the other games as well recently, so hopefully it's not going to be too much of a problem. Maybe NiP just struggling a little bit connection-wise. Freiburg as well, seeming to have some issues. We'll have to find out if that's okay, what's going on there, because it does seem as though he's kind of chilling out. I don't think he's, generally holding this angle, if I'm honest. But yeah, I hope there is no issues coming into this. There isn't a pause either, which is weird. I can imagine there'll be a pause going into the next round. Just want to see what goes on here, guys. There we go. So yeah, the pause has come in. I think there's just a couple of connection issues on the NiP side. I do see Forrest is still moving. Just want to see who's actually here. Okay, well, anyway, that aside, let's kind of recap what we've seen. So the T side coming in for NiP. Now, it started off well. They picked up those 3 gun rounds. The 3 rounds off the back of picking up the initial pistol. And yeah, I think Freiburg just dropped out as well. So that does make sense. It's a bit of a shame, though.
Could be the NiP Villa under attack there.
So yeah, as our beautiful observer, thank you very much, Pan, is displaying, they had a fairly 3 clean round pickup just off the start of things. So the pistol went very, very well for them. But once that gun round came in, you saw Titan starting to really flex what they can do. I love the aggression from Shocks. He has been very instrumental, actually, once again in the CT presence. Not only that double pickup they got on the first gun round that came in when he pushed out towards short, picked up 2 players instantaneously. NiP was still playing very aggressive on this point. They weren't really flashing in too well. They weren't really doing too much. And then again this, pushing straight up, catching out 2. And he almost gets a 3rd here. He just kind of doesn't quite get the adjustment on the tap. But the point is that when Shock starts operating like this, he can become just as much of a threat as Scream. He can be such an individual heavy hitter. That's why this Titan lineup, their skill ceiling is extraordinarily high. So I fear for NiP that if we keep seeing things like this, it's going to start really going in Titan's favor almost to a degree. But the point is that when you're on these sort of scoreline markers, it's not the mental game that really comes into it. When I talk to the players, they just see it as round by round. It's more the fact that when you're in Titan's shoes, especially if NiP get to 15 rounds here, or soon, probably not into this round, I can imagine. They're still fairly skint. Fairly. It's the fact that there's no mistakes anymore. One player can't miss a shot. They can't misread a situation. You don't get that buffer round. And that's the biggest difference once you get towards those 14, 15 rounds against you. But still, if Titan can depend on their individuals to find this sort of form, they're in a good place.
It's important to notice as well that NiP have chanced for the double orb setup here on the T side, and it hasn't worked out nearly as well for them at all. And, you know, credit to guys like Smiths as well, who in that last round as well shut down a good portion of that with one aggressive push to short with the orb, had a strong angle, and straight away eliminated one of those players as well. He was Alu, actually, was trying to make his way up and sort of find his way in there. So even on this CT side, Titan are in short bursts, pushing forward, catching, you know, T side players out of position who are trying to set up, and the double orb set up as well, not working so well, because before NiP even get into those positions, those important vantage points, we're seeing members like Shox, of course, and Smiths as well, shut them down before they can really get the ball rolling here. They made a significant investment in that last round to do just that as well, and this round I think they probably have to save again.
Yeah, so the point I was kind of making out with Shox kind of having the increased performance, it's really just shining in these last 3 games, let's say. The game against Penta and the game against SK. His rating has skyrocketed back to what he originally started at. If you look back to the original days of CSGO, where everyone was, you know, singing his praises, like the 2012 days, the 2013 days, especially during LAN events, it decided to, not, I say slump. Slump is a very harsh word, but, you know, around 14, 15, he wasn't exactly. It did decline slightly, but if you see him kind of operating at this level, you've got to start taking note in this one. It's just like, okay, this is starting to get a little worrying, but still. Let's also take into the account here that NiP now can just sit back and kind of think about things a little bit, because they have been completely outdone by Titan on their gun rounds. Titan have been playing really, really well on their CT side. Now, of course, it's not great to drop out in games like this. It's far from ideal. But it will give them a chance to maybe talk things over, say, okay, guys, you know, this has been an issue. We're probably going to have to go into an eco this round, I can imagine. But, you know, off the back of that and going forward, let's try and, you know, work something out. Let's try and make something work from this. This is what we should be focusing on, because this shouldn't work this round. They've been getting substantial amount of bomb plants, but they lose so much getting there. They have no chance at actually holding the retake. So anyway, we're back underway. It's 14-9, but Titan have been on a roll.
All right, Shox now actually has the AWP in mid. It's a double setup, of course, with Smith again. This aggressive push towards short here as well, trying to spot something out in tunnels if he can. And Freiberg will probably oblige momentarily. In fact, if any NiP players do show themselves, Forrest was lucky to avoid that one there as well. The Molotov to follow up, and Smith takes a slight tagging. And that aggressive sort of push from him going to be shut down a bit. Good nade as well, actually, on towards Freiberg. And Smith is able to clean up straight away with the AWP. Shox will just watch mid. For the moment here, NiP have to start. Think about a bit of a plan B at this stage, as Alu is slowly going to ferry the bomb in towards those tunnels. Shox just won't leave mid right now. He doesn't want to give control over. He definitely doesn't want to give NiP the option to go through CT or B. And here's Existence holding at B.
Yeah, but this is a problem. Exist is the one man with a rifle, and he's down to 14 HP. Might need to switch that over to Alu, if I'm honest. Good little ding comes out towards Shox. And that was from Forrest, quite possibly. Now Scream has to come in and be the babysitter of mid, and he's... Oh, really? Scream! It's just sexy Counter-Strike with this man. Just look at that sort of control. 25 bullets still in the clip. He's expended almost none, and he's looking for the follow-up. He's trying to be crisp with it, but he does get overtaken by Alu, but it has just left Exist alive. He was the man with the rifle at the start, got taken down low, switched it out, and its Existence closed down.
Do you think, obviously this is coming from someone who's not an expert on Scream and his play style, that sometimes he's reluctant to try and spray down? He's looking for those sort of precise headshots? Is that going to sort of work against him in some cases?
But then it's like, you look at the benefit of doing it to these two, and then he lost out to the one. I don't know. See, it's that balance, isn't it,
could
right?
he have sprayed down there and maybe had some more luck?
Maybe. Who knows? But I'm not going to doubt that man's aim when he's pulling it off, at least. But still, we're going to see NiP back on the buy. This is the big round coming in. Otherwise, they're going to be in a bit of a tricky predicament, because Titan look as though they are meaning business, and that is the start that NiP were fearing. Exist goes down. Shox picking up the mantle with that AWP and already adjusting, expecting that short presence. And he's right to be feeling it so.
That's right. Ninjas of Pajamas still have 2 AWPs in play, but Freiberg drops down very quickly. Smith's just adjusting to that one, watching the push off short, and Shox is there as well. So many time players were in position to receive this one, and there's Scream doing work on towards Get Right yet again. Alu drops down just after that, and now it's just Forrest to hold on his own. He will be shut down, and NiP, yet another big investment into those AWPs, is ground into the dust. Titan are starting to make this one very close.
Can we just, if we hit that scoreboard as well, you can see how clean their rounds have been coming into it. They started out a little bit sloppy after, well, the first gun rounds were a little bit closer, but in the last couple, they've been certainly keeping at least 4 and above alive, and it's been meaning their economy is getting so well built here. 8.4k with Smiths, 8.1, 8.5, and, you know, NiP, shoddy. Really, really shoddy buy coming into this. They've got the Tech 9s. They still need just 2 rounds. That's the worrying factor. They've got the smoke towards short, but Shox is going to oblige. He's going to crouch under, take a little peek, but then back away, expecting once again that short presence. And he's reading them like a book here. NiP are being very, very rinse and repeat in this.
Yeah, a little bit one-dimensional from them. There's Alu just jumps to his death. Smith gets his second. He's looking for a third as well. And why not give it to the man? Shox will take one of his own. And Freiberg, of course, caught away from the bomb for the moment by the smoke. More smoke to follow. And Titan are controlling the flow of this game perfectly.
This is going to be frustrating for NiP, actually.
Oh, dear. Don't Zeus him, please.
Oh, Smith wants to. He's gone for the pop flash. He's trying it. Freiberg. These guys might just try and keep him alive for a little while, kind of soften him up, but you can see the Zeus at the end just like making sure he's dead. You got a double tap right there. But RPK does close it down, and we're at 12-14. This is a great comeback from Titan. As soon as they got those guns in their hands, they've started to do real wonders here. And NiP's T side, what has happened to this? It reminds me of the Fnatic game. You know, it's these kind of massive comebacks, these massive flaws in their sides. And look at this purchase, real strange. Oh, there we go. Finally, it kind of comes through. I was like, why don't they have rifles if they've gone for everything else? But there we go. They do have it in the end. Had a little bit of a moment, but still, the Dak towards long going to be rattling off a couple of shots as will be in the hands of Smiths. But no one to be found just yet. Forrest actually made it out.
Yeah, Forrest got past the Dak shots there, and he does get on towards RPK. It's going to be a flash for him, and maybe at least to let the rest of his team through. But Smiths will be vigilantly watching that longhouse there. Of course, with the auto sniper, and Screamer's also caught there as well. It's always good reinforcements here from Titan. They always get their players in the right spots. Screamer's well played very aggressively out of CT in the last few rounds, doing great work for Titan. But what are the rest of NiP doing? There's Alu on short. This could turn around here against Titan, perhaps. As Smith is still in pit. He's just going to try and smoke himself for the moment here and give some time for Existence to catch up. He's going to try and get the spray down. Existence there. Existence is going to trade. He gets two for his trouble now. And we have a 2v2. Shox still has an AWP though.
But Shox is not in the right place this time. He's been the instrumental man so far. He's been making all the difference, but this time he was over at B. The bomb's down at A. They've already got control back towards short, just to touch Freiberg, tentatively stepping towards it. They're watching for Existence. They want to get him down early on, but this retake is still dangerous. Shox makes his way there, but Geralt finds Existence. Freiberg towards Shox. And finally, NiP break the back of Titan. They're on 15 rounds now, but that took quite some time, to say the very least. That was almost, what, 8 rounds back-to-back coming in for Titan there, and NiP finally get one. If it stays to this, it's not going to be an easy game, and Titan still have so much money to work with.
This is the second time again that Smith is going to invest in the auto sniper in this round. Did not work out at all last round as well. It was just Forrest that managed to jump across before he really could connect, and then the rest of it worked around that potential stalemate situation along really, really well. They're still persisting with the one AWP here for NiP. It's just Alu, and he will be watching mid for quite some time, but Shox probably won't oblige here. He may go for a bit of a late peek towards that one. No, on towards short here, so he's not going to bother too much with that one. And NiP, you can see Smiths and RPK so aggressive as well along. They really just want to lock them in towards the middle of the map and pick them apart.
I'm wondering if NiP just keep looking at towards short and where Shox has been playing, and Shox actually already adjusting. He's down by CT now. He's going to smoke up towards short and pull in the net a little bit here. And normally it's Scream on the other side of things, over by that kind of hole in the wall once it starts happening. But no, this is a good little fake out play from NiP. If they actually follow up towards short, they have pulled Shox away. But there's still Smiths and there's still RPK being the guardians on this site.
NiP yet to really make their move here, and RPK will be watching long. Get right, not really sure what he's going to be walking into here. It's not the first time RPK has held this exact same position with that smoke up as well. And last time it worked out well for a bit. Oh, the peak from Get Right is not going to pay off there, but Exist was there to trade in. That's not too bad at all for NiP actually now, of course, getting the 1-for-1. But there's the auto sniper of Smith doing work. The flick is nice as well, straight down towards Forrest. But Alu trades into that one as well. Another 2v2.
All right, so Exist is at long. He's the one playing calm in this. Alu's going to be on the site. Scream and Existence on the retake. So far, Titan have been prime on their retakes. Let's not forget that fact, and that's a great start. Scream's going to catch out Alu. It's down to Exist.
There's a Molotov burning on the bomb site here. Titan have a couple seconds before they can go for that one. Exist is low, only 15 health and only an AK, and Existence will be watching straight towards that pit to try and cut him down. The shot hits from Exist finally, though.
What?
But the defense will be finished by Scream. He'll get it done just at the last second. The spray was coming through the box, but time was on Titan's side.
Oh, Exist. I don't know if he was low on bullets, trying to play it really reserved, but he's going to be kicking himself for that. Because look at the money now. 2.6, 3K, 2.2, so it should be 2.4. It's really not ideal. Oh my word, that is such a devastating round. He's going to be dropping out the Tech 9 saying, guys, just let's move on. 13-15, Titan back in control here. That should have been NiP's round. That should have been Exist getting that shot, but let's forget about that one coming into this, as it's a brand new round and Exist, the man with the rifle, gonna have to do some real damage. He's been doing wonderfully for NiP so far. He has been top fragging, but that was a real devastating round. But let's see what they can do now. Oh, PK, way to try something new.
Yeah, he's definitely varying his play up greatly here. Smith's there again, just towards short. Managed to take down Ali, but Getro's going to try and follow up on this one quickly. Smith is just going to say, hell no! And gets the headshot with the CZ as well. RPK holding like he likes to on long. Does take down Forrest, then it's really just Freiberg and Exist left. It's a cheeky little shot from Freiberg to neutralise Smith here, but it's going to take more than that as Exist loses the AK he held from the last round. And Freiberg does get the Tech 9 kill. 3 players yet for him to deal with. Might be able to get an AWP here on this site, but the bomb is in his hands as well. He's got a bit to work with. RPK is just going to try and hold from long. A little bit of happy tapping is enough to dispatch the Swede.
RPK was still reloading then, just like, I'll just strafe left and right for a little bit and let you work on it. All right, guys, it's 14-15. This could be going to overtime here. Let's remember that. This would mean we're going all the way. Now, NiP's T side has been atrocious in comparison to their CT side, whereas Titan really finding their form here. They've started to warm up a little more, but here we go. Let's keep this one fresh. Let's keep what we've got going on. Forrest actually picking up the AWP here. That's a difference, and it's not gone any better. Smith shuts him down, and already Titan looking like they want to take this to OT.
Just almost disdainful play from Smith there, shutting down Forrest in the first few seconds of the round, and NiP might need this overtime. Now, Alu has at least been able to secure that AWP here. He is now standing in mid, but Smith is already heading back towards A now. Getting rid of RPK is really important here for Get Right. He does do it this time. RPK has been so solid in the last few rounds, but Shox is there to back up as well, and NiP, well, they're going to lose a play there as well. Get Right couldn't trade into 2, and now they congregate towards a mid here. Bomb still left in tunnels. Alu is going to look into something in mid, and here's Scream as well.
Smith's watching that bomb. No, okay. No. I thought Smith was watching the lower tunnels then for a second, but Scream will be the player to be the linchpin in this if they do push through there. Shox is going to quickly adjust round as well. And they're closing on this. Freiberg's taking the bomb away. They're not going towards mids. They're going right towards Smiths, who's been absolutely on point thus far. Already that CZ claiming 1 scalp. Let's see if we can find another. They're all lining up here in mid. Smiths backs away from the smoke. He doesn't head through it, but NiP, they're running that clock down low.
They've only got 36 seconds left, and they are still perched up on short. It's kind of their go-to strat. If they need to do it, and Smith just erupts from the smoke and takes down Alu and Freiberg in a matter of seconds. The CZ has got 5 bullets left in that one, and he's done so much work with that in this round and Exist. Well, just has to try and pick up the pieces now, and he instead is going to be left in pieces.
Smiths with the 4K. That CZ work. Oh my god. All right, 15-15. Oh, let's just watch this again. Just look at this play. It's just filthy. It's just like, what? How can you do that?
The no respect play.
Yeah, and why not, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, it's worked. But NiP are going to be kicking themselves. And I'm wondering which side they start on. I guess they're going to start on T, I guess. Which is a bad sign for them, let's be really honest here. They've been having a real tough time of things. Whereas Titan have started to become perfectly dominant on their CT side. Really, really impressively so. They found the aggression. Their players have started to warm up. They've started to play a lot better. And they've been hitting these shots. You know, Smiths was firing on all cylinders throughout that game. Shox being, you know, the main man in my eyes as how they broke down NiP. But I don't know what NiP can do. Forrest was very quiet in that second half on the T side. Get Right wasn't having a big game. You know, it was mostly just Exist doing well. And then, of course, that one gutting round that I don't think he's going to be forgetting for a while.
They had such a distinct lead come into this one as well. It was ridiculous. 14-5, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So, you know, NiP squandering that one as well has to play on you mentally. You start to think about, you wouldn't even want to think about how we got here. You should just focus on the here and now if you are NiP. We are obviously waiting for just, the players to sort of connect here. We are missing Exist at this stage. Dropping out momentarily, but again, Titan very good. Scream still has been a standout to me. I have to be honest with you. It's been this sort of his follow-up, his secondary line play has been really, really good. A bit of lurking in the mix there as well. He's always been able to be there. If something looked like it was about to head south for the winter for Titan, he always seems to be there to turn things back in their favour. Yeah,
and I have to point out again, Smiths as well. That last round really highlighted it. But I don't know. Smiths has been playing out of his mind. It's insane to watch. I don't think anyone's, you know, seen him find that form in quite some time. And if Titan start operating like this, you know, firing on all the cylinders, it's going to be quite the difficult one. But it does seem as though NiP finally get 5 back in the server, maybe having some connection issues there. But we're getting this one started up real soon.
All right, well, NiP now just have to go for something a little bit different here on the T side. I want to see something different instead of the standard set up in mid, try and get picks, lose players at long and their work short. That's definitely what they've been going for as well. I haven't seen much sort of mid to B. I haven't seen them really gain mid control early in the round. The AWP battles either haven't been there or have been lost by NiP. They've always had to resort to this kind of plan B. I'd like to see him take control at mid, and then he can work towards that B, he can work towards that A. But for now, again, Ali not going to be able to connect. Oops, sorry, done it again. Oh, we are in?
No, you are live.
Whew. All right, Ali not be able to connect there as well, as I've got to second guess myself every now and then at least, as Forest will also be working on towards B. So the double orb setup here that hasn't worked out so far for NiP in use again.
All right, so far the difference is that Forest is actively looking for the pick there, and then they're using these orbs a lot more to try and get these open. As you can see, Forest really looking for this one, and Get Right, keeping in mind what RPK was doing along. He's checking close, he's mollying out close. Smith, so is en route, and Smith has been having the game of his life, but he doesn't expect Get Right holding the angle already.
Get Right was there when he needed to be at the very least, and smoke goes up in mid. This might be NiP actually using mid, like I said before. Here's Scream though. Scream goes towards wide break. Existence about to trade out against him. Shocks now from CT, realizes he's biting off a bit more than he could chew. He backs up, but he's on his own, and the bomb headed to A.
The difference this round is Get Right winning out on long, and he's made the most of that. That's 3 kills back to back for him. Not only finding Smiths on the rotate to back up RPK, but then following in towards RPK and then closing out the round. That is a huge difference for that man. Just working out mentally what RPK was doing has made a big bit of difference. And considering RPK has not been having the game of his life here, that's going to make it difficult. And now here we go into round 2 in overtime. Not the greatest advice from Titan either. We've got the scout coming out for Smiths. So I'm wondering what he can achieve with this.
NiP have to identify their sticking points, and they have been long and mid for the most part here. Forest will be shut down. The scout, you wanted to know how it will be used? That's exactly how there is. Forest will fall. RPK again sets up towards long, and Get Right will again be the man tasked with trying to deal with that thorn in NiP's side. The rest of them for the moment are sort of setting up towards long as well. There's some towards A. And in mid as well. Player on short. Looks like it was Ali actually trying to open something up at Smiths. Look at this tight angle. And he misses it though. Ali, of course, will be able to connect with the orb.
All right. Scream. Just plucking Alu's head off his shoulders. And it looks like NiP are trying to build up short here. They've got the play through long though. That's the important one. Now Scream and Shocks are kind of surrounded here. They've got to be cautious with it. That bomb is still in the hands of Existence. Look who's chasing it. Scream, he wants blood. He's chasing him right down here. Freiberg's going to try and slow him down, but he does fall. Scream, he's not done just yet. He wants to make sure this happens. But Shocks is watching that cross. Get Right, holding it down as well. Get Right is just peering through at this moment. He's going to get the tag, not the frag, and now Shocks is loose.
I'd hate to run into Scream in a dark quarter of an A map. I tell you what, that guy's an absolute monster. Just took that challenge
Shocks
so
didn't
confidently.
see Exist.
No, Get Right will be able to make his way in towards mid. At least Get Right does go down, but Shocks still seems to be at least considering this B-side here as well. So even though he didn't see Exist, there's still suspicion from Shocks there as to where he may be. Can Exist make the most of this one though? He made a little bit of sound dropping off that platform. He's going to go for the plan here as well. So Shocks will be alerted here. Both Shocks and Scream are exceedingly low. So is Exist. No nades for any of these players right now as well. So it's just going to go in dry, and Scream does. He does take down Exist, and it will be Titan getting one back.
Phrasing, but still Scream's going to get the defuse. 3k for him in the end. Oh, Mitch over Leslie.
Now,
No wonder we sent you guys.
Anders said go in raw, so I don't know who's worse, to be honest. I really don't. I'm sure everyone at home understood exactly what I meant.
Oh, okay, hold on. We're seeing the 3 interesting guns for NiP. We're going to the double AWP coming out for Forest and Alu, and Exist joining in with the auto sniper there. So spamming out those doors is going to make it super hard work on the cross, but actually not catching out anyone just yet. Crossing down low, and they get 0 damage done. But he does enough money to trade up for the rifle, so we'll be back to normal on the reset here. But still, NiP looking to do some early damage. No one on long this time for Titan. RPK and Shock's going to head down towards short.
Yeah, the recoil from the auto sniper as well for Exist, I think it was just too considerable there. He trades that one out, so that's fine. As Smith's already quite low, and Get Right actually seems to be the man who wants to challenge on towards mid here. It's going to be a smoke thrown as well. Existence might want to have a crack at this as well. He, this time, being pulled away from long, so NiP can actually work on towards that if they wanted to. But as well, look at Scream getting aggressive in tunnels as well. So much aggression coming out from Titan in general. It's a very much a different setup for them here. But so far, it seems like NiP have been able to get a foothold today.
Exactly, they're working down long while we speak. Shocks is going to be waiting for them there, but Scream is pushing up in mid. Turns the flash, but the second one catches him. Get Right catches him out, but it's down to Shocks now. He's got 3 players pouring in. He's going to see the first. He's going to get taken down by Forest though, and the A side is now swarmed with the Swedes coming into place as Exist expects RPK, and Existence is left in the cold.
NiP have got to be happy with this is 2 rounds on the T side now in this overtime. They played their CT so well, and now they wake up on the T. This is perfect. Just put a couple rounds together here for them now, and they will have this game. The last time that NiP and Titan faced off again was probably a couple of weeks ago, was also an overtime game, a very close one. NiP won at 21-16 on Cobblestone. So they, at least, I guess they have that momentum coming in from winning those overtimes here. Titan would love to shake that monkey off their back here if they can.
I don't know what to expect, though, because NiP's CT side was really quite strong, but then again, Titan seem to have warmed up now. So, Scream with the rifle. Where do we sit in this? It's going to be hard, but NiP's T side suddenly finding a little bit of footing. It was out of nowhere, just breaking through on long, winning the exchanges against RPK. Even though RPK wasn't exactly a big factor in the first half, just the couple of kills he got was just stopping GetRight from getting control on long, and then Smith's backing him up, stopping him on short, and finally winning those trades means a big bit of difference.
This is why it confused me a little bit at that last round, because Titan won a round, and then the next round, the CT setup, it could have been because of spawns, but they completely changed it. There was no RPK sitting up close on long. He was actually towards mid. And as a result, you're seeing NiP was actually able to walk onto long, and the rest is history. So now with 2 rounds in the pocket for them here in overtime, time to see what they put together on CT. Double AWP worked beautifully for them here on their CT side. And let's see if Titan can overcome this challenge.
It is a dangerous investment, though. We saw the scout having to come through from Smiths when it didn't work out. With Titan on their CT side, but we are live into this. It's the second half of overtime here, and Titan taking the train through those B tunnels. Alu's going to be the one to be waiting up on short, but doesn't seem to be expecting this, and Shock's already just tapping away wildly, but Alu catching out Scream. How the hell does he do that? But quickly, Titan going to take themselves through mid.
It's whack-a-mole in reverse. The moles come up and they whack you. Now Shock's on towards Exist there as well. It's a 3v3. This could get real close here as Shocks and Smiths are set up on short. GetRight and Forrest are going to be forced to be brought across here, and RPK in tunnels might be able to cut them off here because see Titan, they're wasting no time. They're shoving their way on towards this A side. Smith's out in front. He with a Tech 9. He's going to try and maybe neutralize Freiburg as he comes up to challenge here.
Freiburg's got real up close and personal, and they did not predict that. He got flashed out instantly, and they didn't want that to happen. But still, look at Titan. They're breaking through. It's just down to this 1v1. Shocks against GetRight. Shocks is going to go for the plant, fakes it out. GetRight peeks up, and there's no Cali moment here. Shocks does do what is needed, and they do get that important round on the board. But that was backward and forward.
That was intense as well. After the first shot as well, coming up from Alu, which was at the most, it was ambitious. It was like, all right, then let's go, bam, straight away. But Titan able to turn that one around, and we see that actually in the last few rounds, or the last few rounds, we've seen Shocks alive, and he can work from mid or from CT. He always managed to get 1 or maybe 2 players and turn what looked like a good round from NiP into a very, very negative situation, and Titan somehow managed to tie the bow on it.
There you go, 17-17. Titan looking to kind of increase the tempo to this. It's going to be Forrest, GetRight, and Exist watching those doors. A lot of damage coming towards Shocks. He did take the fight, but his Forrest waiting patiently. Gets down 1, but he can't sustain long enough. It's Scream and Smiths breaking through. They're pouring bodies towards us, then backing away. And while this happens, look at that minimap. It's RPK just layering in towards B. He knows it's clear. He knows there's no one here. Exist has got up close, but Titan can walk through in this one. And it's going to be Exist, Alu, and Freiburg on the retake now. Up against the 4 of Titan players. And RPK... Flashes come out, great work. Going to give NiP a little bit of control here.
Good nade over towards RPK as well. That's going to soften him up a little bit here for NiP to start to make this retake. But Smith shuts down Alu so aggressively there, looking in towards that window. He will get the pick. And Exist can trade back into this one as well. But NiP here running out of players to make this one work with. Conversely, Titan are low on health. They are a little bit wounded here, but they have such good cover over the entry points to be.
And there's only 2 flashes on NiP. They do have a kit on Freiburg, though. And this is going to be a real tough one to retake. However, Titan are out of utility, but it looks like it's run time for NiP. Exist is getting out of there. Freiburg trying to catch him on the way out, but he gets taken down by Scream, and now Exist. Run as fast as you can, because the Titan boys are closing in. They do not want you to keep that AWP in hand. They've got a good idea where he is. Scream is looking for it. Now Exist will get 1, but Existence trades it out. And it looks as though, well, NiP's money is going to be in tatters.
I may have cursed NiP here.
You think you did?
They got 2 rounds on the T side, and I'm thinking, okay, that's good. That's that's about half of what they got in their T half. But now Titan reciprocate. They now have those 2 T side rounds, and this could be match point. This could be Titan cleaning this one up here as well. If they just can push through here, we could see NiP got pretty much nothing gun-wise, and this time the auto sniper stat works for Titan.
Oh no, that's devastating. Existence just taken down to Forrest and GetRight. side go. B is open for the taking, and Titan, they are en route. Just going to make the most of that. Bomb is on the way. Shox holding long patiently, but it's not where the action's going down. RPK just bulldozes his way towards the side. Shox even catching out Alu and Long, leaving just Freiburg alive. And if I was NiP, I would be devastated.
They got completely shut down there as well. RPK showing them how it's done. Those